If you don't hear sound, you should. You hit that button. Go ahead and get back on. Well, hey, how you doing? It's Jim and Bob with WordPress Wednesday. As you can see, I'm still kind of getting dressed, and Bob's just joining me right now. And we're doing solo again.
Solo again, so we're doing switching and everything.
Yeah. And what else we got? So today what we're going to be talking about is something that happened to both Bob and I over the past, is it 2 weeks now that we've been working on this?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. We were working on it, setting it up, and then we'll get into the whole process later. And then I hit a block and stumbled into a problem and had to hit Jim, and we worked on it. So yeah, we can, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yep. All right, so that's primarily what we're going to talk about, and it's all centered around WordPress, but more importantly, it's centered around WordPress and e-commerce, doing business through a WordPress website. All right, so why don't you start off with, let's give a description of what was happening before we even started with this problem. You had set up this guy's website in WordPress a while ago.
Yeah, set up a guy's website, and actually originally it wasn't in WordPress. It was regular HTML site, and and so it was just kind of older and older HTML site, so we wanted to update it a little bit. He wanted to work on the e-commerce side of it. So I went ahead and set it up, converted all his information, and made the website a WordPress site. And you can see this if you switch to my my computer here. This is the way that the website looks now. And the main issue was...
Wait, give me a second here. Look what I just did. Somehow I put the...
Oh,
look at that.
It's sitting on the desk.
Yeah, let's go ahead and change that
and actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in.
Look at that. This is kind of cool, huh? Oh, I know how I did that one. On the input external, you've got the live mat on. Nope,
yes.
That's not it.
No. Huh.
Live sets on.
This camera went,
oh, there we go.
Because it's on external.
Because I had external live set on, yeah. Okay.
So now you notice if, look up here on the top, this is actually, it's still on the server. I still have the HTML site, and I have the WordPress site. So this was the old HTML site here, and he had a link to his online store, which I'm still going to, is very old looking. And actually, we set this up so long ago that this was the only option. And this was a storefront from GoDaddy.
By the way, it's working now?
This is the old, the whole thing? Yeah.
It's working now, all right.
It's up and going. And actually, it's totally, we can buy something now.
Oh, cool.
Both sites are up. I just didn't want to take this one down until I really nailed down the other one. So probably later in the week, this will be turned off. So if we go back,
where is that one? Go back to your store.
It's store.waterconnection.com.
Yeah, and how did you get that store working? What was the technique that you used?
This one, it was GoDaddy, and it was called Quick Storefront or something. And it was just a product that we bought. At this time, this was done so long ago, I had never set up a shopping cart or a storefront. And this was bundled in GoDaddy, and we were hosting there. And so I said, you know what, let's just go with this. There's a little bit of a learning curve, like all of them. You got to enter in the products. That took a while because at this point he had about 180 products, something like that, and it was actually going in and
now the thing that I
entering each one because we had no database or anything like that.
Right, and the thing that I like about this particular storefront that you're looking at right now is that it's great for if you have a lot of items. And you're categorizing them, and because it has these templates that it just organizes it all for you.
Yeah.
The problem is if you don't have a lot of products and you want more control over the look,
you don't have it.
You don't have it. Or it's difficult, huh?
Yeah. When I initially set this up, it was. And come to find out, when I was talking to him, he said, you know what, this was so long ago. I think I actually set this up probably about 2008, 2007, something like that. I went in and there are options for much nicer looking templates now.
Okay.
So, it's actually a good product for people. The one issue, and I'll go into, I'll show you what it is, that the issue that he had was going in, and when his clients would go through and purchase a thing, a lot of them, aren't real into technology, even probably using computers much, at least at that point. And it's set up as to pay through PayPal.
Okay, so let's stop there, because I think that's a key point that I know I wasn't really understanding when I first started working with e-commerce. When it comes to selling things, there's a shopping cart,
Right.
and then there's a payment, we'll call it, for lack of a better term right now, a payment system.
Right.
So the shopping cart's purpose, its whole purpose is so people can click on a button that says add to cart, and it accumulates all the things that are add to cart and adds them up.
Right.
That's it.
So you've got your pricing. I think most of the shopping carts will also do the shipping,
the
tax,
and
and
all that stuff.
everything. So you end up with a
single total number.
Single number that it shoots to.
And then that's where the next thing is. So a shopping cart will get you all the way up to the word checkout.
Right.
And at that word checkout, now that's where you're going to enter your credit card information into the payment system.
Right.
And in this case, he was using what as the payment system?
He was using PayPal.
PayPal, okay.
And the issue was, let me see if I can get in here and, so give me a second. And what it was, and I'll show you the issue that he had, and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with PayPal.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, I use PayPal still a lot too.
yeah, and a lot of people do because it's really convenient. So I'm doing my little fake payment here.
Oh, so you're kind of...
So I'm going to go through it and show you the window. So here's basically I think this shopping cart actually does all of this stuff. It takes the shipping information and that kind of thing. So continue, we've got this, there's our item. So here is the issue on this screen right here.
okay, I'm seeing it.
When all his clients got to this page, you come down payment method. Whoop, PayPal. I don't want to use PayPal. That's what they're saying. They don't want to. This one actually,
by the way,
it is a little deceiving.
Yeah, if you click PayPal,
Then it gives you the option. But it was this first spot that they didn't get, and all these guys are either go print and call, and it would print out the shopping cart, and then they would call him up, and he'd have to take the credit card number by hand. And I actually, when I was first talking with him, this was, I'm like, well, they have the choice, but on this particular page, you don't have that choice. It's not till you click and it goes to PayPal.
And on most of the times when you and I use it, and we're using like a plugin, we can do a custom button that says pay here, and then it goes to PayPal. But it looks like the shopping cart system automatically puts that PayPal in there.
It puts it in there. And so that was just an issue because, people were calling him like, I don't want to use PayPal. So not that it's not any good at all. I mean, it works great.
Yeah.
It's just that was the particular issue that we had.
Now, what are some of the benefits of using PayPal?
The ones that I know, if you have a PayPal account, and like we get payments from PayPal, so it's basically, for us, it's a bank account.
Okay.
And I can go someplace and say, oh, just pay out of my PayPal account. I don't have to enter in credit card number. I mean, because I just have to log into PayPal.
So if the payee is paying and they have a PayPal account,
right, you can pay from your PayPal account. Okay. So I know people that do a lot of their banking through their buying and
Right.
The other thing that I know of is PayPal takes care of they're like, I'm not sure the exact word, but if there's an issue with the payments, they will handle resolving it.
Right.
Just like your credit card company.
So So what they're called is a third-party processor,
Okay.
as opposed to the other way that you could do it is if you want to take credit cards and think of any normal store like the Booksmart right here
Right.
or Roses at the beach. If they wanted to take credit cards, they have to have their own little terminal,
Right.
and in the internet world we call that a gateway. They also have to have an account, a bank account that allows them, to use
send
that
it.
terminal so
Right.
it connects to their bank account, right? And they call that a merchant account. So now you need a merchant account, you need a terminal or a gateway, and the other thing that you're going to need is whenever you're entering a credit card information on a website, and this is going to come up again and again today because we had to solve this problem quite a bit.
Right.
Whenever you're entering information on a website, or even better, whenever you're transmitting credit card information to a website,
Or any information.
yeah,
For that fact,
any
you know,
password or anything like that,
right.
that information should be encrypted. And they call this a man-in-the-middle attack. For example, right now on my laptop right here, and if I entered a credit card information on my laptop, nobody would see it, right? But the minute I hit submit, like send my credit
You
card,
shoot
it's
to that.
traveling through the airwaves, and anybody can capture it if they have the
Especially on,
skills.
wireless systems. You could have somebody sitting over in the cafe and they're,
Right.
if they have the software, hacker
Yeah.
stuff, everything that's flying through the air, they can grab.
That's right. And for non-wireless systems, for wired systems, all a hacker has to do is hack into the local internet service provider,
Yeah.
and they can see all the traffic going through there. And any traffic that's not encrypted or coded,
They can
they
grab
can see
and-
it. So PayPal takes care of that for you. PayPal collects the credit card information on their page. So as a person selling goods, we don't have to
Worry about
we
that.
don't have to worry about any of that security. They take care of all of it for us. So I like it. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Downfalls, though, number one is they charge a little bit more. And I've done a lot of research on this one and determined that if you're at the point that you're charging $6,000 a month in credit cards, that's when the fees that PayPal charges are equal to the fees of a merchant account.
Okay, so
But at that point, the merchant account is cheaper after $6,000.
after $6,000, so.
And even for me, even if it's cheaper, I'd probably go up to $12,000 a month before I took the energy to get my own merchant account, right?
Yeah, because it's a whole separate deal. I mean, PayPal is just so easy.
Yeah.
You're paying for the convenience and then taking care of it. Because, I mean, anyway, you can go on and get a PayPal account, make a button, stick it right in your site, and you're done.
That's right.
I mean, you could essentially be selling stuff on your website in 10 minutes
That's right, yeah.
with PayPal.
So I like it. Now the downfalls, again, we said number one was the high fees, but what was the other downfall again, that the reason why your customer couldn't deal with it?
Well, it's just the fact that some people just don't. They see that PayPal and it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. I don't have an account. So it's more of their impression of what it is.
Yep. I've got this one lady that I work with. She hates PayPal so much, and I think it's just she read some article somewhere, or, some, what do you call those things? Old wives' tales or urban legends?
Urban legends.
Yeah, that PayPal is withholding somebody's money or something like that, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
she
crazy.
says she will not do anything with anybody that does PayPal. I'm like, you know what? Press on.
Yeah, you're just cutting out your options.
I know. So
And the things have gotten so much better. I mean, when all this stuff first started, 10, 12 years ago, and, I don't know how long PayPal's been around, but just the
I do.
whole online.
1998.
Oh, really? Oh,
And
okay.
I know that because I started my business in 98.
And that's when
And I got one of those emails that said, if you open up a PayPal account, you get $5 for free.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, I could use
$5
that.
on it.
That'll be my first income.
So a lot of people, they just have the impression, because buying online, when that first started up, there was a lot of, problems with it.
Yeah.
Just because they hadn't figured it out. But now, I mean, I don't think twice buying stuff online. I mean, it's all resolved. And I think some people probably had that impression 12 years ago.
Yep.
And it's like, that stuck with them, and that's it. So,
Okay, so decided, client said, you know what? I've got two things wrong. Number one, I want a little bit more control over my shopping cart.
right,
And number two, I can't use PayPal.
right.
All right, so where are you at? What's the next thing? What happened next?
So the next thing, let me go back to his site here. So what I did is went to, Water connection. So I changed the site to be WordPress.
Okay.
So once we got in WordPress, then we had to decide what shopping cart or what shopping cart plugin. Tried a few different ones. They all have their plus and minuses. Most of them, you still got to the point where it would be the shopping cart. So you had the shopping cart. Now you have to send that information to somebody. And so that's where we kind of got, that's where I kind of wasn't sure where to go. And I talked to Jim, and we looked at some different options, and we finally chose this one plug-in, and we bought it. And it's actually really nice. And
well, let me jump in before you go into that plug-in. So when Bob came to me and asked me what I would do, one of the things that I was thinking of was, well, I've got a few shopping carts that I've used. Quick Shop is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're using WordPress, Quick Shop, really easy. Very, very simple. Yeah. And because it's so simple, you can customize it to work with just about anything on your website. And when somebody buys something and adds a little thing into your sidebar that says shopping cart, everything's simple. But the only option for payment was PayPal.
Yeah.
Now, there were a lot of shopping carts out there that had the option for payment if you owned your own merchant account and gateway. And Authorize.net was a big player in that market. Mm-hmm. Authorize.net is one of the biggest gateways on the internet. And I say one of the biggest because I'm sure that there are competitors out there that would argue with me on that one. But they're a big player out there. And the problem with that was that your client called up Authorize.net for account, and what happened there?
I actually think after talking with him, and I talked with you, is they were probably applying for a different type of account than what we needed. So they were having him jump through hoops, like filling out 10 pages of forms and wanting them to send in, tax forms and all this kind of stuff. And he said, you know what, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And so there were some other options of, and actually if you go to my screen here, this is the plugin that we ended up using, and I forget the name of it here. I'll find that in a minute. But it gives you the option here of using all these gateways. So you can set it up. You can see here to checkout, Authorize.net, which is what we looked at, Google Checkout, just a lot of them, PayPal, of course. And then there's this bottom one, which I had heard of because Jim had mentioned it to me before about something. And we saw this particular gateway, Stripe.
All right.
And
before we go
so
there...
here's another step, right?
Yeah, before we go there, I think it's about time for a break, right?
We'll take a little break, okay.
So far where we're at right now is we
got a shopping cart.
Got a shopping cart that collects the information and tells us how much is total, right, including taxes and shipping if there are anything like that.
And so you've got this set of numbers and whatever to shoot out to somebody.
We decided that we couldn't use PayPal or Authorize.net.
Right.
And I think more importantly, the client decided he was finished filling out any applications.
Yeah.
So we needed to find something where he didn't have to get a merchant account. And that's where we are. So let's take a quick break. In honor of the things that are going on in Congress, I think this video that we've chosen is a great demonstration of it. If only our Constitution could be this simple, right?
Yeah.
So enjoy this little video clip.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Bart.
Look at that, would you?
What's that?
My old history book, the one I used way back in the 8th grade.
I'll be dog.
Yeah, with all this talk with Opie about how good he's doing in school and all, I got to thinking about my own schooling and I dug that up. My old history book.
Bernard P. Fife. This book belongs to Bernard P. Fife. If lost or stolen, please return to Bernard P. Fife. Signed, Bernard P. Fife. Your book?
Yeah. Look at the next page.
A History of the United States of America by Bernard P. Fife.
Well, remember how we used to paste our own names over the authors?
Oh, yeah. Boy, you've had this a long time.
Well, since the 8th grade. And you want to know something? There's things right there in that book that I learned that I still remember to this day.
Oh, come on.
To this day. It's amazing how that stuff stays with you. Once you learn something, it never leaves you. It stays locked up tight right in the old noodle.
Does, huh?
Sure. Here, let me show you. Here, Constitution of the United States. Now, we had to memorize the preamble of that. I still remember it.
You do?
Yeah. Here, I'll show you. Hold the book on me.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Constitution of the United States. Why don't you just give me the first word and then I'll know the rest.
Okay, we.
We. We?
We.
Are you sure?
I'm looking right at it.
Oh, we. We.
The.
Thee. We thee. We thee.
People.
People. We the 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 people of
The United.
We the people of the United flag, breeze, wind, wave, stars,
States.
We the people of the United States,
In order
in order
to form a
form a
more perfect
perfect to form a more perfect union. Union. In order to form a more perfect union.
Establish.
Establish.
Just.
Establish just.
Test.
Justice. Establish justice.
Ensure domestic tranquility. Provide for the common defense. Promote the general welfare. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. You want to run through that again, or do you think you got it?
I got it.
All right, we're back. So I think I have that memorized now.
I love, I don't think my kids can appreciate him.
Oh, yeah.
Don Knotts, but
Oh, they just,
he reminds me of Jim Carrey, who we might see a little later on today, but he reminds me of Jim Carrey from the standpoint that he can ad-lib and he's just so funny in the moment, but he has absolutely nothing vulgar about him.
yeah.
He is so, everything is, any kid could watch it.
Yeah, there's some good pieces out of that show.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
so we're talking about Stripe now, right?
So we've established, we've got the shopping cart, we're ready to send it somewhere.
Okay.
Where do you send it?
So I heard about Stripe about maybe about 6 months ago. And I heard about it from the standpoint of how excited I was about this company called Square. Now, Square, and if you wanted to go check them out, it's squareup.com. This company, Square, created a little device for the iPhone and for the Android phones, and it's literally a square, and you can process
very
a credit
cool.
card for it through this. The app is free. That little credit card slider is free, and you don't have to be a business.
Yeah.
Anybody with a bank account can process a credit card. Now, this blew my mind, but then I mean, really, if I think back about it, anybody with a PayPal account can process a credit card, right?
But, yeah.
So,
Well, the advantages with this, and I saw one example when I was looking at it, with the Stripe, it's on your phone. You can use it if you're having a garage sale. You take your payment, you can take a picture of the item, and it'll add it to the receipt and email it to the person.
Yeah, so this is the Square system.
Yeah.
We did the Poppy Jasper Film Festival. Somebody wanted to buy popcorn for $1. The minimum charge, the lowest you could charge is $1,
Right.
and the fee is 2.75%. So that means you can't round. You have to round it, right? So it's 3 cents for $1. Who cares, right?
Yeah, you're done with it. You know, and we were selling tickets, the same thing, you know, and actually we can take payments like in my business. We go deliver something, you know, business cards, whatever we're doing. You can take it, take a picture of it, send the receipt. So everything's right there exactly, you know.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool technology.
So with Square, the company's motto, and it was created by one of the creators of Twitter.
Okay.
So this company's motto was that anybody should be able to accept a credit card. And for whatever reason, let's say Bob and I go out and get a beer and he says, oh, I forgot my cash, but I have a credit card. And let's say the bar that we were going to was a dive and they only accepted cash. I could buy Bob's beer and he can give me his credit card and he can pay me for whatever his beer cost.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to use it for, right? Ladies or men that have their Tupperware parties, accept credit cards right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Anything. So I was really excited about that, and a friend of mine who I'd say he's probably a little bit more advanced in the WordPress world than I am, but we're talking, he says, well, if you think that's cool, check out Stripe. So I'm like, oh, what's Stripe? And Stripe's tagline says, payment for developers. Stripe makes it easy to start accepting credit cards on the web today. Well, I like to kind of think of myself as a developer, but I think Bob and I both know we're more of, you know, on the cuff of development, right?
Not full-blown developers, for sure.
So I started looking into it, and to be honest with you, I didn't understand a thing that it was saying. But it's supposed to be as easy for conducting transactions on the web as Square made it as easy to transact transactions.
Right.
And so the whole concept, and this is kind of where Bob's going to take us in a bit, but the whole concept is if somehow you can get credit card information to Stripe, so if you're responsible for collecting it and you give it to Stripe, Stripe will process it just as easy as processing it on the phone.
Right.
And no special accounts needed. They also charge the 2.75%. It's a little higher, but who cares? You know, when you're just wanting to get this stuff done.
Right.
But well, you know what? You're logged into I want to show. Let me see if I can show my screen. I want to show how I use it before we show how you integrate it.
Okay.
And there we go. And let's go.
And I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here. Yeah, I am. I'll wait till we.
Okay. So this is my Stripe account. I'm going to sign in because when I finally realized that, well, when I first realized that I didn't have to know anything about the development side, I could just use it. I've been using it for now 4 months, and it is the best thing that's happened to my business. This and Google Voice are the best things. All right. So let me show you on the dashboard. Here's my overview. I just had $128 billed on 11/30. I could change this date to see how much I've done since October 1st. And you can see all the different amounts that I've billed, a total of $1,709.48. I could look at what payments were made. I can click on any one of these payments and click refund. I can click on my customers. Now all of this, by the way, I didn't use any technology. I just, I'm going to show you on this customer one. Right here, I just clicked on new customer up in the top right-hand corner. Allows me to create a customer. I can add a credit card for them. If I just want to charge somebody, let's see. Oh, I think I have to create a customer. So let's see if I look at this customer right here, Michael Barnhart. Do you see how it says active card right here?
Right.
I can't see it. All I can see is the last 4 digits. What that does is it protects me and it protects Stripe, so nobody has this credit card information anymore. They hide it. Okay?
Right.
And if I want to charge this card, do you see right here underneath it says payment right here? I can create a new payment by clicking this plus. I can literally charge their card. So this is kind of like, this, if I had their card, I'd swipe it with a square.
I would make a payment.
If they tell me their card, I use Stripe, and I just enter it. And the cool thing is once I enter that card, it stores
It's
it for
on
me.
file.
It's on file. I might not be able to see it anymore, but it's on file, and I can bill against that card whenever I want. And okay, here's the coup de grace. Is it tutti tutti? I don't know. Coup de whatever, right? Some French word out there. This is the beauty of the thing that I love the most is I can set up a subscription plan. So let's say a hosting account, right? Let's say $10 a month, whatever we charge. Set up a subscription plan, and then I enter my customer, assign them that subscription plan, and every month on the day that I specify, they'll be billed $10.
And you don't have to deal with it anymore once it's set up.
And this is good and this is bad. The thing that I really like is Stripe doesn't take the time to send them out an email. And I'm glad for that, because if there's anybody communicating with the customer, I want it to be me.
Right.
I don't want PayPal sending my customers emails.
You don't want them saying,
Like,
well, who's this
Stripe?
other person? Yeah.
That's right. What?
What's this payment for? Right.
So all they see on their credit card bill, it says blue marquee, $10. I'm like, yeah. And as far as my relationship with Stripe, all Stripe is doing is they're charging the card for me. They're taking care of that transaction. They leave the interaction with the customer up to me.
And it's just the back end.
Yeah. So just beautiful. Okay, now I just kind of wet my pants on that one. Let's see what you got now. What did you figure out?
Well, so basically we decided, okay, we're going to go with Stripe. And the next issue is we've got this shopping cart ready to send it to Stripe. Now, one of the nice things about PayPal, they take care of the security, all that stuff. You're sending things, sending credit cards to them. The one issue even with the old shopping cart is you had to buy a secure server certificate. Or what is it? SSL, secure server.
So yeah, it's a secure socket layer.
Oh, okay.
SSL is secure socket layer, which requires a security certificate.
A security certificate. And what that does is that certificate.
Well, let's hold that one off until
Okay.
this third part of this section.
Okay.
Let's stay with Stripe. Let's just pretend like.
Okay.
Okay, so we got this cool system,
Right.
Stripe. You found a plugin that worked with
That
Stripe.
works with Stripe.
So what did you need to code? I mean, you must have had to code something, right?
Nope, I had to do a copy and paste.
Shut up.
That's it. So if you go to my screen here,
Let me see if I can pull your
we
screen.
went to, you go to Stripe, you go to your account, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to log in all that. And it gives you some numbers. There's 4 fields. And basically what they are is, if you look here, it is the secret key.
Ooh.
And a publishable key. So you go into your Stripe account and it gives you, there's 2 sets of them. One is for testing purposes and one is for when you go live. And on the site here you can, no SSL testing. So you're sending stuff just out there.
All right, let me stop you there.
Okay.
Because this is really cool. Have you ever tried to use PayPal's test development?
No, I haven't.
Holy crap. It is intense. So number one, you have to create a ghosted development account. It's not the same as your PayPal account. It's like another
So a
account.
whole nother account.
So
Then everything's tied into that.
God, it is so hard to do. I've had developers that we've really had a hard time, and they always ask me, "Are you sure you want to test it?" Because they're like, "I don't want to do that." Okay, so it is terrible with Stripe. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
it was so easy.
It's a button at the very top of Stripe. It says live or testing mode, and you can
I don't have it there.
you can turn it on or off any time you want. Now, you ready for this one? You know you're not going to want to put it back in a testing mode because the site's live, right?
Right.
Did you know that you can create as many Stripe accounts as you want?
No, it's just
Just create a new Stripe account and tie it to that.
and change these numbers.
That's right.
So literally, yeah, if you look down, I go to my Stripe account, there's the fields, secret key, I highlight it, copy, come back into my plugin here in WordPress, paste it right in there, paste the secret one, publishable, boom, it's done.
Now,
That's all I had to do to make it work.
here's another one on the testing mode that's just extraordinary. Well, this is just, it just really is, I'm really excited about this one, is a lot of times when you're testing it, you wonder, well, what card do I use?
Oh.
Are you going to trust using your own card and test it? What if it accidentally charges it, right? In testing mode, they give you 5 credit cards and say, here's the credit card number that's guaranteed to work. It's a fake credit card number.
Right.
Here's the expiration date and all that stuff. And bill it to your heart's content. So when you're in testing mode, if you used a real credit card number, it gives you an error and says, you can't use the real credit card number, you're in testing mode.
Right.
If you use that fake credit card number that Stripe gives you, then it will actually go through the entire transaction, and you'll see everything. What does the results page look like? What is all of that stuff? It's just wonderful. Okay, so did you use testing mode, by the way?
I didn't. I used testing mode
To test it.
just to test it. I didn't use the credit card thing,
Oh,
so
okay.
I just wanted to go so far.
Okay.
Just to see what I was just assumed when you hit click it's going to work. I mean,
Okay.
everybody's using. I did it more just to see how it was going to operate. Yeah, and it worked great. I mean, everything. That was like the least complicated part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is setting that up, and I'm sure any of the other options you set up is just going to be just as easy. I would assume if you're going to use authorize.net or whatever the other options you choose.
Yeah.
So once we got that far, then do we? So we want to talk about the certificate now. Well, we've got it all working, and so the only next step, once this is all set up, is setting up your products. We won't really get into that right now.
Yeah.
But you can. It gives you you can download the old shopping cart. I could export an Excel file, all the products, the SKU numbers, the descriptions, and all that. Exported that out. This plugin gives you a sample spreadsheet, Excel. I just massaged them so that everything, deleted some stuff, and imported the products right into this, and they're right there.
Now, there was a point that you had imported the products and they had this big old long, what was that?
I'm not even sure why it came out of the.
Oh, I think okay.
It was just a whole bunch of hash marks. I mean, just this
But
big string.
it continued on forever. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't wrap. Was it?
Right.
So was the whole screw up because that was one continuous string?
It was, and actually it was two things. It was one long one, so I went in, replaced, and I'm sure that's what it was. There was no break, no end break. I replaced those descriptions. Only like 4 products did it, and still the text was falling off the screen.
Uh-oh.
And it was because of one. Once I shortened that, everything just went to the width of the page, and it automatic line breaks.
So that was the
that was
cause
the
of it?
problem, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so then everything was nice and short. And I did find that I think it does it from the right, because some of my pages that have real short descriptions, when you go to that page, it jumps over this way.
Right, justified, huh?
Instead of shortening it this way, it jumps and says, oh, well, it needs to be this way. But that could be a setting. I just need to play with some of the options in the plugin.
Would you mind logging into that Stripe account? And we'll try to, I want to see what that Stripe account looks like. And let me get off of,
and
tell me when you're logged in and I'll, oh, it looks like you're logged in, right?
Yeah, okay.
Has anybody purchased anything through this system?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It actually just went live a day ago, 2 days ago.
So you're kind of, in a sense, you're kind of holding your breath because you've never really tested it with the fake card either, huh?
No.
Eek. So, okay, so I'm going to give some advice to Bob on this one. I would add a product for $1
Oh, okay.
and then use your own credit card and charge it so you could see the whole process. And what I was looking to see is so what Stripe shows you. And then also there's a feature on, one of the features of the shopping cart that you have says that they can create an account, right?
Right.
So I would try that too to see if that works and if it stores your card.
And I'll try it. And the reason I never really ran anything through Stripe is, right at this time, is I'd seen your account. I know it pretty much works. And I kind of wanted the client to look at it to see what it looks like you know, here's what you're going to see going through it. Now, he might buy something to see how easy it is.
Yeah.
He hasn't yet, but
Yeah. I would say, so there's a couple of things you could do. So let's say you wanted to test it absolutely live with all the SSL certificates, right?
right.
Create your, oh, this is even better. Folks, you heard this from me. Create your own Stripe account for your
Yeah.
company, right? So that when you bill yourself $1 to your credit card, you're actually going to keep 97 cents of that dollar.
Oh, there you
So
go.
your only cost is 3 cents.
Actually, we do have an account.
Yeah. So all you'd have to do is change that secret key and public key in his shopping cart,
Oh, there you go.
process a real credit card, see how
And
it
then just
works,
swap 'em out.
and then change that secret key and public key again, and his Stripe account will still be pristine.
I got you. That's an excellent idea.
That is. I just.
And I'll probably do that tonight.
Now
Or tomorrow.
the only reason I know that is because I did that a lot with my Square account.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, this is a funny. I don't know if it's funny. Okay, laugh with me, okay? I would give presentations on processing credit cards for nonprofit clubs, and I usually talked about Square and PayPal because those are really darn easy. And so I want to demonstrate to the audience how easy it is. So I asked for a volunteer from the audience, and you always get people, I want to volunteer, right? And I say, give me your credit card. And they give me their credit card. Why they do that, I don't know, but they give me their credit card. And I open it up, and I have one of these cameras that you're looking at us through right now, and I have it hooked up to a projector, and I said, okay, can everybody see what I'm doing so they can see my phone? And then I asked the audience, how much am I worth to this person? And they're all like, what? And then somebody will yell out, $5. $5? That's it? And then they'll say $10. And then it'll go up, and then this last time I did it was $500. So the person that's standing next to me is like just freaked out because they're thinking I'm going to charge their card $500. And I tell them, I am going to charge this card for $500. So I type in $500. I slide this card. It says authorizing. And the person's looking at me like, you're not really charging my card, are you? And then it says, please have them sign. So I give it to them, and so that they can see the whole process. They sign it, and I literally build their car for $500. Now, before they completely freak out on me and say, you better give me my $500 back, the next thing I do is I open up the app, and I click on that charge, and I click refund charge, like cancel transaction.
Oh, okay.
And that means that I don't have to pay, as long as you cancel it within, I think
Before
it's...
it doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, you have a small period of time, then it cancels it all. But it's fun because they get to see the whole process all the way through.
Right.
Scares the crap out of them, but then you can
And it's
cancel it.
entertaining for everybody
Yeah.
else watching this guy sweat.
So there you go. By the way, you were looking at the Bob's screen this whole time. I apologize about that one, but maybe it was fun looking at that screen hearing our voices.
Yeah, you get to see all the options.
That's right. I mean, it was $0 all there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Whose account are you logged into?
It should be his.
Is it?
It should be.
I'm looking up here on the right-hand corner. It says test, and you're on test mode.
Oh, maybe I'm not logged in.
Check. Oh, cancel. That must be yours. You didn't activate your account?
I don't know. I'm kind of stumped right now
Well,
because
go-
I logged in. I'm just going to log out.
Click on the word. Okay, I log out. That's good. Okay, we're gonna.
And maybe it wasn't.
All right,
You know what? It could be a. Maybe I switched it back. Where am I?
all right. We're doing a quick check here.
Yeah.
This is called
That was good.
television and live.
Oh, I'm wrong.
You have to activate your account. So document, activate account. It's going to ask you for a bank account, your website. Have you done all that yet for him?
Yeah.
So go ahead and just put up here the website. Oh, you got it all. At the very bottom it says
Everything's
activate
in
account.
there. Oh, maybe they didn't.
And click on that. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Who-
See that? I learned something. You guys learned something.
So what he was,
So I actually have the live keys in there, but without it being activated.
yeah.
They were getting nothing.
When it's done activating,
I assumed that it had been activated. So
scroll up to the top, see if you can still see. Oh, wait, what does this say? Is that correct? Is his name Mike or is it Michael?
No, it should be. I think it's because this thing is
wait. No, I know what's going on here. Do you know his home address?
No, I don't.
You know what? So we're going to go to a break here, but don't do anything here because I'm going to tell Bob what's happening and we'll come back on that one. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on, let's do a little scary snowman stunt. And then afterwards, we'll see what Jim Carrey has to do. All right, enjoy this little scary snowman.
Oh, you're nice looking. Oh, that's not nice. You scare him, man. Oh my God, son of a bitch.
What's this thing doing? Alright, you gotta move out of here then. Alright, don't scare anybody.
It's an evil snowman.
I think it's disgusting, his attitude.
Your videos keep me from studying, man.
Where's the snowman?
I saw what you did to that police officer. It was hysterical. Here's a gift from Santa for you, Mr. Snowman. Merry Christmas. Keep up the good work.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was on the video once and I screamed, I just shit my pants. I did it again.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Guys, this gave me an extra slice. Do you want it? Yeah?
Oh shit, he's alive!
No, it's okay. Oh my God! All the taxes. Whoa, that thing scared me. Is that alive or is that a machine?
You should go to the gay bar downtown and do that. You scare the shit out of a lot of people. That's not nice.
What?
I love you!
I love you too. Oh, you asshole!
Oh my goodness!
Don't be scared, he's not tough, see?
Watch his carrot fall off.
No, you can't. Put it back. Put it back.
I know,
I've seen that on TV. I don't forgot.
Special treat.
Yeah. Now, I sang on your show the last time, and it came off pretty well. But I just want to warn everybody that since then I had a little bit of an accident, and I've developed kind of a tin ear. But I think you'll like it anyway.
3, 4.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. Guys, pick a key. And may all your Christmases be
cinnamon.
All right, we're back. So let me see what we're doing right now is let's just get this one real quick. We're trying to find out his zip code. So he's on Santa Teresa and Blossom Avenue, and I want to get a better picture of where that is. That is there's Santa Teresa. Oh, there's Coleman. Oh, okay. So he's way back over here. He's way over here.
Yeah, down there.
Chesborough. So I would say he's 95123.
Okay, here goes.
All right, so we're verifying. So while Bob's doing that, let me explain. Ooh, look at that. So
All right.
what Stripe does and Square is they have to verify that you're a real person. They have to verify that you're not just some hacker out there trying to bill somebody's credit cards. So you have to enter certain information like a social security number, your bank account information, your name, and by doing that, they can now look up public data records to verify who you are. Well, Bob entered the guy's name, and I won't give his last name, but his first name was Mike. And Stripe came back and said, this can't be verified. Are you sure this is correct information? Well, at the time, I think Bob was kind of clicking through like we normally do on websites, not realizing what it was doing. And he said, yes, I'm sure. So that was like the first uh-oh, because his name was probably Michael. Now, that means that Stripe was going to do a second level of verification. I don't know if this is the case, but I thought if Stripe does a second level of verification and we screw that one up, they're going to say, hey, something sounds a little fishy here. So I said, Bob, do not leave that page. We got to verify this one correctly. And it was asking for his home address. Thank goodness Bob had his home address. He didn't have his zip code, so we had to look up kind of on a map online to find that.
Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever done this, where you've gone to a website, whatever it is, you put in your password, oh, that's not it, try it again.
Oh.
3 or 4 times, and boom, they lock you out.
You're locked out,
and you got 24 hours before you can go back in or something. So that could have been the situation.
So let's show them what it looks like now. So see how it says, thanks for verifying your account? Show them what it was in test mode. How did you get it?
There's live.
There's test.
There's
That's
test.
it. Click on your dashboard. Click on your dashboard so they could see how I knew it was in test mode. Go ahead and put it in
And
test
I didn't
mode.
even pay attention, but boom, right up here, you can see there's a little
on the right corner
banner
it says test.
here on the top that says test. So I put it in live mode, and now he can start raking in the cash.
Yeah. Whew. So I'm glad we caught that one because if he would have tested it, it wouldn't have worked.
It would have been, yeah. Then I would have got another call.
Yeah.
It's not working,
Wow. Okay, well, good. Phew, I'm glad we caught that one. So now we've got about 9 minutes left to talk about this one, which was the most difficult part. So I'll crank out a little bit, and you crank out a little bit.
Okay.
I told you earlier, SSL, Secure Socket Layer Communication, and this certificate ensures that whatever website's receiving information is receiving it in an encrypted way. Stripe has their own SSL certificate. So that's what. So whenever WordPress is sending information to Stripe, Stripe's SSL certificate is encrypting that. The question is, though, when we have a customer on our WordPress site, how do we ensure that their communication up to our site is encrypted? Take it away.
So we had purchased a certificate for his old shop.
That was at shop
dot water connection. That only covered that domain or that URL. So we went and bought a certificate that covered the whole domain. So actually now anything that's being sent out is sent securely.
Anything that's any communication going to his domain is secure.
Anything going to his domain. So we purchased that, and so I'm assuming everything's working. And so I don't know if you want to cover what happened, the issue I had.
Okay, so there's a couple of options when you have the certificates. The one option is called a wildcard certificate. And that wildcard certificate is star.domain.
Nice.
That's the most expensive. And what did we decide? It cost like $1,500?
Oh, it was
Or was it $15,000?
No, I think you did So yeah, it was some crazy.
It
It was like
ridiculous.
It was like $3,500 for.
Yeah. Now, the reason why you would do that is if you were a company that had a lot of people underneath you, I don't even know, like Amazon, I guess, I don't know, and you wanted shop.amazon secure, jim.amazon, bob.amazon, everything, then that certificate would apply to all of those, and that's why it's so expensive. Another type of certificate is a single domain certificate.
Standard, I think is what they called it.
Yeah, and it's that was the first certificate that we bought, and it was for shop.waterconnection.com. The unfortunate thing for that one was it's only good for shop.waterconnection.com, nothing else. And I think the second level of certificate is, I'm sorry, there's another cheap one, and that would be if you knew the exact HTML page.
Right.
So, for example, if you were going to waterconnection.com/checkout.html,
Right.
that could be secured, and that's
But
the cheapest one.
Right, and that's the only page that is covered, right.
And since we're in WordPress, we really don't have an HTML page that we're securing.
Right.
It's WordPress.
So we got the domain option.
And that was like what was it, like about $100 or a little less than that?
No, actually, it was 65 or
65.
something like that.
Enough,
it was less than $100.
Yeah, it's enough to make most of us say, "Ooh, I ain't doing that."
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So you bought that certificate, you said to GoDaddy, press on, do it, and they did it. And what happened after it activated?
After it activated, basically I was sitting there. It's like, okay, all of a sudden, a couple hours later, I guess it takes time for it. All of a sudden, his site wouldn't show up.
What does that mean? It wouldn't show up.
It would go to the page waterconnection.com. Nothing would show on. Oh no, I skipped a step. What I had to do is when we got this certificate, and this is a little bit off, it puts your hosting on a dedicated server. So you have a dedicated IP address. So it said your site is no longer at 268. Blah blah blah. It was 176.198, whatever it was.
Okay.
So I'm going to run through it quick because we don't have much time. Fortunately, he had his domain registered at Network Solutions. So I had to go log in there, change the DNS settings. That took a while. So I think that's where the delay was. So it took a few hours for that to go, because I'm working on a site fine, no problem. All of a sudden the DNS is pointing to another place, and the pages would come up, but there would be nothing on the screen.
So just a blank.
Just blank. And I think the other problem is I could manually type in /WP-admin. I could go log in, but it sent me in this loop where it would just send me to the login page,
Okay, and of all the discussions that we have, we never figured that one out.
No, but I still think it has something to do with the solution.
Okay, that's
solution.
okay.
So basically, here I am.
Okay, so
Saturday night, 11 o'clock, working on it, and all of a sudden, the guy's site's just gone.
Just dead.
So I sent this panicky thing. Call me when you get a chance.
Was that when you sent it? Was Saturday night?
Well, no, I waited till Sunday. And then I think I sent something, and then I waited till Monday because I figured you were gone.
I didn't see anything until Monday.
Yeah, I thought I sent it, or maybe I was going to send an email. So then I thought, nobody's going to be shopping. So
yeah. So the first rule of thumb is when you're a tech person and something screws up royally and you start stressing is, oh well, right?
Yeah, and actually,
there's only so much we could do.
And here's a problem I do all the time. I start panicking. Oh, I'll change this and fix that. Nope, that didn't work. I'll just not letting time pass and things to, resolve themselves behind, because sometimes it does take a while. If change the IP address, it could take 6-7 hours. And I'm sitting there checking a half hour. Oh, it's not working. Something's wrong. So if it's something like that, unless you're right in there, and it's, obviously the big companies, they got a lot of money on the line. They got guys that are pounding at it. But
so don't stress.
I said, you know what? I ain't going to stress.
All right. So let's get. I got. What is it? Well, we had about 1 minute for the solution, so I'm going to knock it out real quick. Okay. All right. So the first thing Bob and I did And the first thing that we should always do on WordPress is, since we were able to finally get into the admin page, we installed an under construction plugin, and whenever somebody went to the page, it sent them to an old website that Bob had in HTML. So we had his site up and running. Everything's good there. Second thing we did, call GoDaddy. Turns out there was an error when they entered that certificate and they forgot to put the letter S for the HTTP. That's what probably was preventing Bob from getting into the admin page, because the admin page requires HTTPS.
Right.
So it was probably going HTTPS, redirecting to HTTP.
And it was just a circular thing.
Right, so they fixed that one. Still didn't fix the problem though with the website. I don't know why I thought this, but I'm gonna think about what made me think of this. Because we can get to the admin page, but we couldn't see anything on the customer side, that told me that WordPress was working fine. It's just that what was displaying for the customer wasn't working.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I thought the theme is what configures it to display for the customer. So I said, Bob, let's just change themes to see what happens.
Yep.
We changed themes, worked.
First the info came up.
Everything
so we could,
worked.
It wasn't formatted,
Yeah,
but we saw information there.
So then I said, well, what if we change the theme back? Thinking that, of course, that's going to break it, right? And it didn't. Everything was fine.
Everything worked fine.
And what I believe that the reason for that is it all comes down to this thing, the permalinks. The permalinks that are created when you create a new theme or when you set the new pages up are entered into a database. And I'm betting that when we changed the theme, it cleared the permalinks and recreated them.
And added the S at HTTPS.
To all of those sites.
And so then it was, and you know, when you do that, you lose other little things, minor, but menu selections and things. And it changed some of my stuff, but basically that was the deal, huh?
Yeah.
So that was a nice, good lesson of, and now it's working. I'm assuming. I'll try it now that it's live.
Yeah, I know. Well, Bob, as you can see, we're getting our credits rolling over our heads, so
all right.
We will catch you all later.
And see you next week.